You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling through social media, or maybe just talking about the news, and you just feel it, this sense of extreme division all around us. It can be super frustrating, maybe even feel a little hopeless. But what if there's a completely different way to approach all of this? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty powerful idea, a philosophical fix for our polarized world.
Man, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly describes that cycle of conflict and blame we see everywhere, from our own political debates all the way to global issues. It really does feel like we're all just stuck in this loop, where nobody's actually listening to anyone else.
And that really is the million-dollar question we have to ask ourselves. I mean, it's easy to point fingers at all the symptoms, the anger, the bitterness. But if we want to find a real solution, we've got to get to the root cause. What is it fundamentally that's broken in the way we're all trying to communicate? So, before we can even start talking about solutions, let's take a closer look at the problem itself. Let's talk about this world we're living in, a world that feels like it's defined more and more by opposition. Whether you look at domestic politics or international conflicts, it's pretty clear that the current approach, all the fighting and bitterness, is just failing. It's not actually leading to any solutions, is it? It's just creating more division and digging the trenches even deeper. We absolutely need a new way forward.
Okay, so if the current model is busted, what's the alternative? Let's explore how we might be able to move beyond this habit of just throwing blame around.
And here you can see two very, very different paths. On one side, you've got the cycle we're all stuck in, throwing blame, jumping to automatic opinions, and where does it lead? To bitterness and hate. But look at the other side. There's a totally different path that starts with listening and has the goal of understanding and finding agreement. This right here is the pivot point. It's one thing to see that there's a better path, but how do we actually start walking on it? How do we build that bridge that takes us from constant conflict over to genuine understanding? Well, the solution being proposed is to adopt a more philosophical approach to our disagreements. Now, I know what you might be thinking. The word philosophical can sound a little complicated, a little academic, right? But it's really not. It simply means taking a step back. Instead of just automatically accepting what's popular or what we've always been told, we make a choice. We commit to carefully examining our own beliefs and truly trying to understand other ideas. We can actually break this down into 4 really powerful, actionable steps. First, and this is a big one, examine your own views and biases. Second, start to question those so-called popular opinions instead of just accepting them. Third, maintain a healthy skepticism of all ideas. And yep, that includes your own. And finally, number 4, make your goal in every conversation to learn something, not just to win. And listen, this isn't some newfangled idea. This method, this whole process of questioning, examining, and seeking real understanding is the very foundation of scientific progress. It's been absolutely crucial in building our civilization. It's a model for moving forward that's been proven to work time and time again. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, but how do you actually do it? Well, the good news is you already have access to a pretty amazing and practical toolkit. The very first, and honestly the most important tool is right here. It's our own mind. It all starts with us, with our willingness to just be honest with ourselves and examine our own biases and our core values. And here's the best part. We don't have to do it alone. We are literally surrounded by a wealth of knowledge, books, videos, websites, online courses. I mean, the resources we have to learn, to challenge our own thinking, and to understand others are more available right now than at any other time in human history. So when we combine this personal toolkit with a real commitment to having better conversations, well, that's when something truly powerful can start to happen. This is such an empowering idea. Really think about this. So often, we wait for leaders or politicians to come along and fix things for us. But this approach, it puts the power right back in our hands. We can all learn, teach, and apply this knowledge at every single level of society to create real change from the ground up. And that's what's truly at stake here. This isn't just about having nicer arguments online. It's about our collective potential as human beings. By cooperating and using all our intellectual and material resources effectively, we genuinely have the capability to create a much, much better world. Ultimately, this is a message of hope. It's a reminder that we are not helpless in the face of all this division. Through purposeful thought and deliberate cooperative action, we can achieve incredible things and build a far more constructive future for everyone. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. What would change? What would our world look like if we all made searching for agreement, instead of looking for conflict, our main goal? Just imagine, what could we build then?